Their kids during an unprecedented school year. And I recently heard from parents in Virginia and in New Jersey about the impact remote learning is having on their children.
The high school kids are left alone. They're in their own rooms by themselves. So it's a very sad, honestly, learning experience.
My 9-year-old has significantly regressed when it comes to reading.
Applying to colleges has been rough because they're competing with kids from across the nation who are in school 5 days a week.
I feel like we're operating at a 25% capacity now as far as education and learning.
There's no joy in school right now.
Now, two conservative learning groups are taking aim at Democrat-controlled New Jersey and Virginia.
Students in liberal states will continue to suffer irreparable academic and emotional harm. Democrats and unions have kept students out of school long enough. Fully reopen schools now.
Joining me now is State Government Leadership Foundation Executive Director Dee Duncan and co-founder of Into America, Marie Sanderson. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Marie, I'll start with you. Why did you decide to release this ad?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us,
You're
Ansley.
welcome.
I'm a mom of 3 in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and I lived what most parents lived a year ago with homeschooling my children and doing virtual learning. Fast forward to the fall, Governor Reeves and our state leadership in Mississippi largely opened up our schools, and it has been a complete game changer for my family. They followed the science. It can be done, and I want that for my friends and family across the country. Schools can and should be open. We're seeing achievement gaps for populations that are not in school, and I'm really passionate about making sure that other children have the same experience we've had. Education should not be partisan, and most parents don't believe it is. It's something they want to do for their children.
Dee, how about you? Why did you get involved?
Absolutely. Parents were told to follow the science. For the last year, we were told by the CDC and Dr. Fauci to follow the science, and that we would be able to get back in the classroom 5 days a week when that happened. And the CDC says that it's safe to be back in the classroom 5 days a week. And so we started this campaign in February, and we'll continue it until our kids are back in the classroom 5 days a week.
Well, Marie, look at Florida. They opened up in August, and COVID doesn't impact the children like it impacts older adults. Why are they doing this? Why aren't they following the science?
The unions are very active at the state, local, and federal level. And, we need Democrat leaders in these states, such as Virginia and New Jersey, to do the right thing. It should not take an act of the legislature in North Carolina or in Virginia to get kids back in school. It can be done safely. We're doing it in states where I live, in other states, like you mentioned, in Florida. And it can be done safely, and that we need to follow the leadership of the states that are open to get these kids back in school.
We reached out to both of the governors, and Governor Murphy did send us a statement. He says the governor understands that there is no substitute for in-person learning, and the administration continues to encourage districts to pursue in-person instruction as soon as it is safe to do so. So, Dee, why are these Democrats so beholden to the teachers' unions?
They're the number one campaign contributor. One day that these kids are not back in the classrooms is one day too many. It's great that they're going to be back in the fall. It's great that, that the Virginia legislature passed an order that said they could be back in July, but they need to be back yesterday. Every day that these kids are not back in the classroom is a day that irreparable harm is being done to them. And we're going to keep talking about this campaign until they are back in the classroom 5 days a week.
Yeah, Marie, it's April 20th. I mean, we really realistically have about a month and a half left of school in most of these states around our country. So the reality of them going back this year, pretty slim, right?
It's pretty slim, but it's important to educate parents. It's important for people to be involved in the process and understand why their kids aren't back in school. And we will continue to put pressure on states that have not done the right thing so people and parents can be educated to encourage their school boards to get their kids back in school. It's important for our students.
It is, for their psychological effects as well. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Marie, for being on with us.
Thank
you
so
for
much.
having me.
You're welcome.